so you know I'm the real deal. And S was like, are you back home yet? I'm like, nah, I'm just over the bridge.
Yo, bleep all that shit. Bleep all that shit. Yo, know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna set up my expert opinion after dark.
Yeah, for the Patreon.
You
can talk vocal on Patreon though and pay that to Patreon.
Go for it. Yeah, facts. But Patreon ain't gonna pay you. You gotta get the people to follow.
It's one quick point I want to make.
Go for it.
The camera and everybody in this room, and especially for the people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Bigger is flawed. I am a sinner. I seek to be next to the Lord. I seek to be a Christ-like person.
As we all do.
There is no person perfect. We reached for perfection. In reaching for my perfection, I know and I understand the recipe of it. I can ignore that recipe at any time. When I speak, I am not speaking to try to outshine any of these men or act like I am on some level that, that is not, regular. I speak from my soul, I speak from my spirit because I know the truth. But I reach to be next to the truth like any other person. I speak to y'all and I let y'all know the truth about Christ, the truth about the mission of life and everything, so you yourself could try to pull closer to God and pull closer to what we are going. We are all sinners. Now, this is the beautiful thing about being a sinner. Christ came in this world to save you. It's all about you. Y'all could go on.
I've been a sinner.
Oh, yeah.
I want to admit that too.
Active sinner.
Been a sinner.
I'm active.
And
I'm doing the best I can.
I stopped going to the strip clubs, especially the dirty nigga strip clubs.
Here's a question. What's like the top 3 things that you used to do that you will never do again?
Fucking chicks raw.
Jesus Christ.
Smashing chicks raw.
It's just a human bleep. Just bleep.
Hold on. Let me help you. Smashing chicks raw.
Having unprotected sex.
They blame me for him though. So when he does something, they say y'all.
No, Eto and Math and Mecca and Sean Bigger has nothing to do with this.
I don't say nothing, Mac, but when he says something,
we're gonna start putting up disclaimers.
Math calls us and Math says y'all. I'll be like, Math, I didn't say nothing. He'd be like, well, Heineken said it.
The opinion stated during my expert opinion by Heineken have nothing to do
y'all
with
twins. Days that he's chilling and you're wild. I'll be like, damn, son.
Man, yo, Ghost said it's true. Mecca, how long you know me? 10 years, 12 years?
No, we deep in that. 15 plus.
So I don't talk any different from then.
No.
Math.
He's better. He's better now from back then.
Yeah.
He's way better.
The archives is ridiculous.
He's way better.
But I feel like we all better because with time,
absolutely,
we should be. We should aspire to be.
So I think we are though.
What's the top 3 things? What's the top 3 things that in time you learn that you will never do again?
I think before I speak. Before I didn't. I just came off the top of the dome. I really think about it now. Now I refrain from talking, from giving people advice. I just had a long talk with him. I had to call my man Rico. I said, yo, I'm gonna stop advising people because I'm a preventer naturally. You know what I'm saying? So if I see Math or Heineken or Mech or Bigger doing something wrong, I'll step out and be like, yo, son, look, I'm on my business now. I keep my mouth closed, pause.
Why?
For the reason why Joe Budden said, where I feel what he's saying. Sometimes you give people advice based upon who you are, and it gets misconstrued.
Right.
And I don't want people to get misconstrued with what I'm saying. I value my friendships. I value my relationships more than being right. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people want to be right, and I realize that we're all different people, so sometimes I have to let people go on their journey. But I'm the type of person that I don't want nobody to be, no man left behind. That's just who I am. No man left behind.
Right.
If I'm getting a check now, yo, I'm getting a Mav, Heim, Mech, Bigger, I'm getting a check. Y'all can get a check on this too, but I had to realize maybe that check is just for me.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to just mind my business.
Because sometimes trying to pull people up, one of them might be an anchor. And the anchor will just pull you right back down.
I'm scared to leave that. I'm scared to leave the one that could be that at the bottom of the sea. I don't want to leave you. Like I have a problem with leaving you at the bottom of the sea. But I found myself fighting with you. Like arguing with you.
You want to be at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah,
bro.
you kind of want to be.
Don't save them.
But when it's all
saved.
said and done, but this is the problem with being in the industry for so long. I seen people come and go, and I seen the people who said it didn't matter, and then they just let them sink to the bottom, and they feel like, damn, I really shouldn't be here.
Can I
Go on.
say this though also too? And I've said this about Atlanta hip hop and Mecca. You've seen this, Matt. You've seen this. Another fear is sometimes you leave a person at the bottom and they skyrocket, and you're just like, did I give up too early?
No. And
You
I'm
don't do it?
gonna tell you why.
I've seen people go crazy
For
for
my
it.
example, and I said this on the show before, I said if there wasn't situations where people left me alone,
You said that.
I wouldn't have learned from it. Sometimes you could be an enabler
Of bad behavior?
of bad behavior because you're trying to understand it and trying to help that person. Sometimes people need to be left alone.
When's the time limit though?
That's
when
not your
it,
decision
when it
to
becomes too much of a weight for you.
Right.
But the men always think it's women. See, that's the thing about it. I'll be like, it's people. It's not women. It's people.
Period.
Because a whole lot of men focus on women in this thing. Oh, what, they're bringing me down. I'm talking to them too much. No, you talking to your homies too much too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're draining you of your thoughts, of things that's gonna make you progress.
Their energy.
They're draining you just as much as you think that this woman could be draining you. It's people.
One of the things Sidney Poitier said that's very important in life, three things that he said, is surround yourself with people whose eyes light up when they see you coming.
That's dope.
A lot of us,
Powerful.
we spend a lot of time sometimes around people who don't really want to see us win.
You just made me think about us. You know what I'm saying? Like, no homo, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if we got blurt that out or whatever, but coming to this show, even if I'm tired or sleepy, I'm excited about coming here. When I saw Mech knock on the door, I didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
But when Space said, oh, that's Mech, I said, oh shit, nigga here today? All right.
Oh, it's turn up time.
You know what I'm saying?
Turn up time.
And I know that Bigger normally rolls up. When I see him roll up, I'm like, oh, it's time. We about to start filming now. Let me get my mind right. I light up with the possibility of what we got going on.
Right. And that makes it a beautiful thing. But some people are trapped in situations thinking, I've known this person for umpteenth years. I can't just let it go. When
Oh, you can.
like bigger,
Fucking better.
This would probably be a bigger quote. Sometimes God got a blessing for you, but the person standing next to you ain't supposed to benefit from the blessing. So it's just gonna get held there until that person is gone. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
And once that person's out, there it is. Boom, boom.
We went through that, and I don't want to say nothing, but we had a person that was on the show with us that was my family. But she wasn't meant to be a part of it. The blessing was stunted for a long time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it go. And it's not easy for me to say this shit. Like, doing what we doing, you have to move on a lot of times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think people be like, oh, the industry is shady. But you think about the amount of people that you interact with, the amount of people who want something from you and the amount of people that you want something from. And how many of those people are so desperate that they'll get close to you and try to wreck the ship just for that attention?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or people that'll use your name to open doors but won't open the door for you.
Right.
That happened. That's the situation we talking
Effortlessly.
about.
You know,
That's a situation.
I'm
You called it, right? Like you didn't
I
even
got
know.
a call today and somebody was like, yeah, I met this chick, da-da-da-da-da. Such and such said he was gonna get her on the show. And we both laughed because I don't even speak to that person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, still out there using the name. It's crazy. But, you know, the industry is shady because you try to work with people. For one, there's people that's just out for self. And you run into enough of those people, you become jaded. I remember, to quote Nas on the Magic Project, Woo for the Children, he said, I don't work this hard to be around people I don't like. And I was like, wow, yeah, that's a profound
That's
statement.
my next post in the morning. I don't work this
It's
hard to be around people
I don't like.
And that's our picture. Y'all gonna see it tomorrow. It's gonna be the boom. We take our group picture. My post tomorrow is I don't work
It
this
is,
hard to be around people I don't
like.
like. Exactly.
And that one line, I just made me love that whole song.
Can we continue on the question you asked
Oh,
about
the
Right,
three
the
things.
habits.
No, we
Okay, my
following the three things.
because that's important.
One of my three things is I don't want to lie to nobody. For some reason, transparency is just so comfortable for me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to delve in that. Like, I want everybody around me to be transparent.
You don't think there's people that you have to lie to? You don't
Police.
You don't believe in
That's about
that?
it.
No, but I'm saying,
My man.
okay, all right. So,
Police.
so,
That's
all right,
about
so
it.
we
My
got,
man pops and pans.
So we
You
got
know
the
what I
police.
mean?
What about to protect somebody's feelings? You don't think about that?
To protect their feelings.
Because people,
But I'm the type of person
let me
that I
just
feel
say-
like in the long run, if it was something that I felt like could help that person be better, they'll realize it in time, even if your feelings get hurt now.
people can't handle the truth, man.
Not everyone.
That can't be your responsibility.
Exactly.
That can't be your
So my thing is, if you can't handle the truth, don't be around me.
I'm hurting you. But to piggyback math, I'm hurting you by keeping the truth from you. This could be your lesson. This could be your karma. I'm shielding you from something that could elevate you if I'm not telling. And I don't have to be harsh. I don't have to be cruel. You dig what I mean? But we all use words in here for a living to an extent. Managing, emceeing, like we've all used our words for a living. You need to be able to say what you need to say. You don't have to be cruel. You don't have to be foul. But if I keep the truth from you,
It's a problem.
I'm hurting you more than I'm helping. Like what I tell you in truth can help you grow up. I keep
What
you
if
wrapped
they
up
don't
with a beautiful
receive
lie.
it though, Mecca?
That's also,
Let's talk right
that's
between
also
y'all
not
two.
my problem. That's also not my
But
problem.
it
Not my
is your problem
responsibility.
because it's perceived and then there's
I can't
blame.
help with your perception. I can't do anything about how you decide to take and how you decide to perceive what I give you. Now, I can do my best job to deliver it. I can do my best. But if you're determined to be at the bottom of the ocean, no words that I say is gonna pull you out. Pull
Well,
that
if
fish
I
out
don't
of
know,
that
I'm
water.
determined to be at the bottom of the ocean because we talked about people who don't realize what they're doing.
Then the
what
truth-
if
And
I
he
don't
and I have
know?
had that
Then,
talk.
the truth is gonna sound something like, Playboy, you are at the bottom of the ocean. You can make a move, or you can stay here. I'm not staying.
What if
with
you like me? Pause. We're talking about if I'm a woman,
No,
but
we
what
don't
if you
talk.
like me?
No.
What if you like me as a person?
Oh, Playboy.
I'm a woman and you like me as a
Playboy,
person,
Playboy,
and I still
Playboy.
don't see the light.
Playboy.
Are you giving up on
Playboy,
her
Playboy.
and telling her the truth?
Playboy.
Yes.
I can love you
Okay.
as my brother, my sister, relationship. I can love the fuck out of you and understand that you're not meant to move to this place I'm going. And you've made that decision. And here's the other thing. When you decide that you're ready to make another move, God willing, I'm right here.
Right.
I'm right here. I'm not going to reject
stand-up
you.
guys. They don't make them like this.
I'm just talking. I'm just talking. I'm not going to reject you when you're ready to make.
I'm being real. I'm not. Let me be real. I'm just talking to the camera because I'm dealing with the people who are watching, who we don't know, right? But I'm not being crass to what you're saying.
No, I'm not taking it that
I'm
way.
being really real to say these are stand-up guys, and whether you realize what's going on, there are a lot of people who not telling people the truth because they're worried about feelings. I'm sorry,
Me,
Heineken,
I'm
go ahead.
worried about feelings. That's one of my bad traits. I've been blessed since I was 14 years old that people will be honest with their truth with me. I'm never gonna spew it out to the world. And when I hear people being that open with me, it's very sensitive to me. And Charlemagne once said, sometimes you gotta put a little bit of candy in the medicine to get it a little bit further. So it takes
But you're still delivering.
No, I'm gonna deliver
I
it.
put candy in the medicine.
But if Mecca's telling me something private, I absorb it. Not because of any other reason, but to understand life is fucked up. Life is hard.
But you're a man.
Life is beautiful.
I'm just ad-libbing. Go ahead.
No, you're right. So I will sit there and be like, this is my people. He needs to understand I'm going through money problems just like him. Not to say you are. I'm
I
going
get
through
you.
woman problems. Let me be empathetic to his situation. And I'll feed it back the same way to you. Now the problem is when people absorb that, they either think you're playing them or you don't understand their problem for real. And it goes to a tipping point where it's gonna explode way worse than if you're delivering the truth.
Then they weren't ready for the message.
And that's what it is.
And
That's
that
fair.
again is not something that you can be responsible for.
But if they're
I'm
not
sensitive because
okay, I'm sorry.
I've been through so much shit that I can relate to shit. There's things that you've been through I can never relate to with Math, but there's things Math has told me, bigger, S, whatever. So I'll accommodate, not because I don't think you can handle it, but sometimes you need to be like, all right, this guy gets me.
But
'Cause
is
the
that
whole
on
world
you?
is not on my side.
But is that on you? And I want to ask bigger.
Ooh, all right.
Is that on you, right? And bigger from your standpoint, based upon what he's saying, right? Do you agree with that? And is that in the godly frame of mind?
Biggest too straightforward.
Asking, but I'm just asking.
No, he's gonna
him.
answer. I don't want to answer for
I
him.
already know his answer.
I'm just curious.
All right, so I just want to make sure I'm getting the question right to what he was saying about exactly.
being truthful to people.
I'm not. It's not that I'm not truthful, but I'll be more smooth and more
He
delicate.
puts a little candy in the medicine.
But I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think
I'll
that
be more subtle with it.
truth. I think that we gotta consider what truth is. So sometimes people are dealing with their own opinionated truth, and that's not really what truth is. So you gotta kind of deal with what truth you're talking about, and a lot of times we're dealing with opinionated truth. Like I could say, Mecca, those are, some whack sneakers, or I could say that those.
No, my shit not whack though. Don't even say that. I take too much pride in my wheels.
Again,
always got the wheels.
it's an opinion. It's an opinionated. It's more. That's an opinionated truth.
That's an opinion.
So
Absolutely.
It's what truth are we really dealing with? And like you said, sometimes when you helping a person on the bottom of the ocean or something like that, sometimes you could be giving them your opinionated truth with that too. You know what I'm saying? Because you're telling them, oh, well, you're not being successful because you don't wake up, at a certain time.
That's
which
true.
That could be true, but it's still
Could not be
kinda
true.
opinionated.
Okay.
Can
You
we
know what I'm
ask
saying?
this?
So it's dealing on
Do
opinionated
people
truth.
do people measure speed the right way?
Speed meaning what?
No. Listen, how you interpret success, right? No. I'm just saying. You and I.
No, go ahead.
We've had that argument. Your success is I need to micromanage and these need to get done versus how a person's macro might be, I did this for 7 days. But now it's like, yo, you took too long.
That's definitely me.
And But also,
I'm guilty.
No, but there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm guilty of that too.
No, but there's nothing wrong with that because you don't know you're in the NBA until you play against NBA talent. You get what I'm saying? That's when that college dude said he didn't know he was ready for the league.
The requirements become higher.
Yeah, so if Mecca's talking to me, or Esso or Math or Bigger, I gotta say, these guys are in the league.
I gotta adjust. I gotta raise my level.
Yeah.
So even though my success rate is effective, it's only effective for JV college.
Yeah, guys, JUCO.
Is it effective for Math Hoffa, who's in the league putting up 30 points?
NBA.
30 points in college
NBA
ain't 30 points in the league.
But I feel like you should always be at NBA standard.
But you don't know what an NBA standard is until you're around NBA talent.
Because they could tell you, look at Kobe. Look, let's lose Kobe. Kobe was 17. He was balling.
Yeah.
He was the number one player.
Got in the league.
He gets drafted. He shoots
Full air-
horrendously inside the playoffs. He wasn't ready. He was on the league level, but he wasn't ready. The very next year after he shot them fucked up shots, he dominated the league.
Right.
Because like he said, yo, now I know I'm with these players that's really doing it, and I gotta step my game up, or I'm already there. I need to get my confidence level right.
Right.
Because he played against people that's
Well, you ain't gonna
league.
take that many shots if your confidence ain't up.
Well,
I mean, it depends.
I'm gonna agree with you, but I'm gonna keep it real. I take a lot of shots. Before I made it on this platform, I took a lot of shots, bro.
But that's confidence in knowing that as bad as it can be, it's not as it.
No,
you can recover from what it is.
I was confident
You know
that
what I'm saying?
I was confident that the shots that I was shooting
was gonna lead to
was
something.
on point.
Right.
Okay? But everybody else didn't care, and they didn't think I was on point. They thought I was shooting like Kobe. Because they was coming to him saying, why you fucking with this nigga? Right? But I kept going saying, I know what's going on.
You're gonna learn.
This is real shit. We had a show, and we talked about Hov on the show. And I said Hov only had one classic record, right? Hard Not Life was his one classic. Everything else was cool, it was good. He had major records, right?
That's an opinion.
That's an opinion. I'm just telling you that this was the opinion. This is real shit, right? We go to a show and a girl stops me. She said, oh, you hate Hov. You an old school nigga. That's why I said, I'm way younger than Hov, so I'm an old school nigga.
Right.
Okay, right? Then my wife killed me. You don't know what you talking about. Hov is the God.
Right.
Cause she's a hip hop nigga, right? Hov is the God, right? I'm like, yo, babe, I've been in the music business for 20 years. Niggas in the business is gonna tell you Hov had one classic album, right? Killed me. I'm gonna end the story. Clue, I'm in the car with Clue, and Clue says, yo, we not even talking about the show we on. We talking about money. I give him the money. We say, yo, we about to go to so and so and so. Oh yeah, I want to tell you, you bugging with that whole shit. He had more than one. He had more than one classic album.
Right.
Right? When I left there, I still don't agree with Clue because I said Hov will tell you he had two classic albums. He'll say it, and one was Reasonable Doubt that nobody felt. So what's the other one? It's Hard Not Life. Bottom line, out his own mouth. I let it go.
Volume 2.
I let it go, right?
Blueprint.
We go to Atlanta. Some other music business niggas tell my wife to her face. She said, oh, she's calling me. He's bugging on his new show. He's telling me Hov ain't so-and-so. And the music business nigga says, everybody knows that. Hov has said it. And that was the end of it. That was the end of everything. I shot my shot. People didn't believe me. I got killed. She called me an old school nigga, embarrassed me. Right after that, she tried to give me the box though, and I turned it down because I'm married. I was there. She was with her boyfriend.
Right.
Her boyfriend went to the bathroom. She pushed up on me, and I said, yo, chill, mom. I'm an old school nigga, remember? Chill. All right? Right. Which is facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we fast forward, people don't understand that this outlook and different thought process goes to the bigger picture of what we got going on.
Right. But I'm gonna say this though. Something like Hov in the classic, even if he says it, bruh, he's got exactly.
How's he wrong about himself?
No, because that again,
Hold on,
it's
let's
opinion, bro.
play this out.
It's opinion. We had Havoc in that chair saying he didn't think much of the Shook Ones record. You across the world.
Sanity.
If anyone knows Mobb Deep, that's the record that they know.
If you don't know Mobb Deep, you still know that
Shook
record.
Ones.
What
Yeah.
goes on?
How about
Oh, that's
When
what
that
they
beat
read.
come on,
To all the killers in $100
Not a big
bill.
word.
It's over.
Yeah.
To real niggas who ain't got no feelings.
So
But that's not
so
fair.
he would tell you
I got
that
you.
he didn't think that way, but that don't mean
don't mean that the public didn't
it's
say
art,
it.
it's free for
Hold
interpretation.
on. What's your favorite project you put out?
ACMD2.
Me too. That's my shit. But other niggas will be like, this is my favorite project from Math.
Right.
That ACMD series, you were on something.
Right.
But knowing you personally, now it makes sense because of what you was going through family-wise, street-wise,
It was a
life-wise.
lot of shit in there. It was a lot of
The
stuff.
way you rapped, remember at the time we were shooting the videos, how it was so gritty in the train station, but other people would be like, I don't fuck with that shit.
Right.
So you've been in the studio with legends, Mac, Bigger. How many songs did you was like, I thought this was gonna blow and it didn't, or vice versa?
Mad of him. I ain't gonna care.
Mad of him.
It's not
Mad
fair.
of him.
So
I was like-
for Havoc to say, I didn't think this shit was gonna hit, it's not crazy to me.
Yeah.
Cause this probably shit you did on ACMD too, you was like, I'll just put it just cause. And
You know what Havoc didn't
I love this
understand?
one.
You know what Havoc didn't understand? The power of the bag and marketing. That was the difference. He wouldn't think it was gonna go nowhere, but after it went somewhere,
I'm
I
not
bet
gonna
you,
allow
I bet you he knew Quiet Storm.
Hold on.
I'm not gonna allow you
What?
to say what you're saying right now.
Why?
oh, we going
These
somewhere with
niggas
this.
was on Queensbridge in a Honda.
What that mean?
They didn't have the bag.
Yo,
It was a hot record.
all right, let me say this.
It was a hot record.
Hey yo, oh yo.
It was a
I'm not
hot
gonna argue. I'm not
record.
gonna argue with niggas. A hot record is hot because it has a budget behind it.
No.
That's why it's hot.
So,
Nigga,
no.
that's why it's hot. It
No.
gets the money to have the exposure. Havoc didn't know that the Honda and smoking the weed and the 40s was marketable, but the white man did. And he took the money and he said, we're gonna shoot the video and we're gonna put it on this platform and we're gonna put the money behind
Why
this
you say
record
white man?
and we're gonna do it.
Why you say white man?
Because Steve Rifkin,
Was the one who signed it.
thank you, Mecca.
After they
Thank
failed.
you.
wouldn't have worked.
What? It's what?
But if they didn't,
It wouldn't have worked.
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Whack shit works. Macarena was the biggest hit on the planet, and it was trash.
But here's my thing.
It was trash.
Macarena and the Fire Dance.
It was trash. What are we talking about? It had a budget. The Indian motherfuckers had a budget. Let's go to the Indian motherfuckers that had the budget for Jay-Z. What was their name? What was the Jay-Z record? Cut out Indian.
we got Champagne
Cut out Indian.
We got Champagne Esso in the building.
Cut out
Who
Indian.
does not
And we're-
stay on topic for nothing. Champagne Esso is all over the place.
Where's Clue at? He gonna be like this.
I don't like that
Clue.
nigga on Champagne.
I understand.
Oh, we love Ed
I
Champagne.
understand
That's
why-
Clue said I don't like that nigga on
Champagne.
Champagne.
Yo, I need one more thing that you will never, that you've learned never to do again.
Oh, in the music business?
Yeah. Oh, not even in the music.
in
business,
life,
just in
in
life.
One thing I must live it at the music business because this is why people rock with me on this show. I would never have sex with an artist that I've signed or managed. And I did that a lot, and a lot of men do that.
Oh, and just to be fair,
Lines get blurred.
There's at least 3 top 10 legendary
Oh my God.
R&B songs that were written about him. They charted and everything.
Oh my
This
God.
Oh yeah, you want me to lie?
Never.
Yo, bro, he can't.
I'm talking about.
He can't name
what's
the
up.
names because
No.
y'all would know who the people are. So we just gonna leave it at that.
If you want to know who they
There's
are,
like, there's like
no.
5 albums about me out there, but I ain't gonna say
If you want to know
I ain't gonna say
between Math
nothing,
and
you know.
Esso, the tattoos tell you who the artists are.
Oh,
Wow.
chill.
Wow. Yo, this dude right here. Yo, cut.
Yo, cut.
It's over.
Cut. We cutting right there. We cutting right there.
I do. I don't have 3 of them. I don't have 3 of them. But this is something that is often on my mind, and I just say it, to the world. Maybe means whatever to whoever. All my life, God blessed me with a demeanor of being a leader. And what I would never do, what I regret, what I have, a lot of thoughts about. And being a leader, I was young at a stage, And those out there, a lot of people know me, so this goes to y'all guys out there. And being a leader, I made a lot of bad decisions, and I led a lot of young men. When I was a young man, we were all the same age, but I was the leader. They looked up to me. They would have did whatever I said for them to do. I could have told them, you could have looked at, it was a time you look at me wrong, somebody might shoot you. It was just, I influenced a lot of things, and I would never, again, make the mistake of influencing lives, God's children, to walk in the darkness. That affects me. I think about it all the time because a lot of the brothers that I did lead, not on my watch, but, they could be in the graves now, they could be in the penitentiary. And I think if I led them the right way at that time they were in my life, where they got to the point where they at in the grave, where they got to the point they at in the penitentiary. So that means a lot to me. I would never consciously take anybody and guide into the darkness. This is why I speak the way I speak to y'all. I can't talk darkness. I can't do any of that. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of what I'm saying. I can't guide no one in the darkness. I can't do that anymore.
But I need to tell, I want to add to that. And leading people towards the light when there's darkness everywhere, it's kind of tough. So I believe that you have to have a balance. Because life, whether you want to walk a certain path, if you want, life will always lead you in the directions that cause balance. You can have a great day. The next day might be terrible. You don't have no control over that. It's a balance. Everything is a balance. And I think looking towards the light, more often than not, you're doing a lot better than most people. So I commend you for that.
Salute. I think I have 2.
Ooh.
I think I have 2. One is definitely I stopped judging people.
What year did you stop?
2000, I think I snapped out of it somewhere around 2005
Damn.
or 2010
You did it.
maybe.
You
when
did
I
it
s-
long.
I say 210.
Now, when I stopped judging, I realized real early that everyone is the hero in their own story. No one sees themselves purposefully as the bad guy.
What about also being
I
a
stopped
victim in
judging
their
in
story?
2020.
No,
I'm not gonna
even
cap.
even if they're the victim, they're not the bad guy. That's what I had to realize, that people were not doing things intentionally.
Yeah, I had to
to
learn that.
me because I was a foul motherfucker.
It wasn't
because I was
personal.
evil.
It wasn't
It never
personal.
was. And I used to judge so many people just in different walks of life. If you got your body done, I was judging. If you did, if you did this, I was judging.
So
like,
was I too.
I was like, and when I say
judgmental.
judging, I mean like up here. I
Up
was
here.
like, oh, you ain't,
You wild,
you
you
ain't
ain't
shit.
shit.
You this, you that.
I was judging
making
too.
straight character judgments on people.
Yeah.
And it took somebody snapping me out of it, like, you know, Mac, you wasn't born
Perfect.
with tattoos. You did something to yourself too. You've done some shit that you wanted to change about yourself too. Even if it doesn't seem as extreme, how are you judging that person for doing the thing that made them comfortable? And that shit gets kind of had me like this. And after that, like
Blew your mind up.
My judgment of like everyday situations, it was like, how did I decide that this person was a bad person?
And something about that, I think people that are very judgmental, life will lead you in a direction to make you stop that shit.
Oh, it'll humble you.
Like for me,
Yeah.
I judge my pops. I was like, you got there, you know, you got kids over here, kids over here, da 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 da. I was angry. I was, you know, say things on records and all types of shit. As my life progressed, I realized how little control I had over certain situations. And when I realized, damn, no, I got kids with this woman, this woman, this woman.
He might have not had control neither.
And
he had to deal with it in his own way too.
But it was like the mirror being held up, like, hey, ain't nobody's perfect.
Remember all that shit you used to talk?
Remember all that shit you was talking?
You know what fucked with
Now
me,
look.
y'all? I didn't read it. I have a wife that reads books to me. She read me, I think I told you. She read me the 4 Agreements. Changed my life.
Yeah, 4 Agreements is a good book.
I took things personal. I was always critical with my words and stuff like that. But that one key thing of taking things personal was very big for me.
And I struggle with that.
I read that chapter and I know, see, and I don't want to cut you off,
go for
but
it.
I know he struggles with that.
Between us, yeah.
That'd be one of the biggest arguments ongoing with me and him when I'd be like, yo, bro, you taking that shit personal. It's not. If you take yourself out that shit and you put Mecca in that shit, that same nigga gonna hate on Mecca. It's no different.
Yeah.
It's just where you at and what you doing. When you take the personal shit out of shit, because we all be like, oh, this is happening because of me, my karma, my this, my that. Nah, nigga, it ain't personal to you. Shit happens to a lot of people.
Right.
It's how you deal with it.
Life is 10%.
90-10.
10% what happens to you and 90%
How you deal with it, how you respond to it. I used to have a tattoo before I got my shit covered that said 1090.
1090.
I got that from the church when my father's pastor talked to us about that.
Right.
And I took it and I went and got 1090. And every time that I used to be like about to bug out, I would look at my arm. That was my mechanism that calmed me down. Yo, this is how you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? When you respond to it messed up, that's how people gonna look at you. Right. Deal with it better and you'll be better. And it wasn't an overnight thing.
No, it never is.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't an overnight thing.
It's impossible.
Me just realizing it was my first step.
It's gradual.
Yes.
It always creeps up on you. Because my second one is I stopped being afraid to fail. I stopped being afraid to fail. I hit rock bottom when I was like in high school, and I was homeless for like a year.
Wow.
Maybe like a year and some change.
Wow.
And it never occurred to me that something I was doing, like there was a way out of this. In my head, there was a way out. I just had to figure out what it was. I'm starving, I'm dirty, you know what I mean? Like all the worst, I'm sleeping in abandoned houses. But for me, there was a way out of this. I just had to figure out where it was. I couldn't find it. And not wanting to let people know that I was fucked up in the game. Because somehow it was my fault. We always look at homeless people like they're there on purpose. You fucked up. You did something wrong. You blah blah
They
blah blah
have
blah.
to
And this how
fuck
you.
up.
Especially in New York City.
Oh God, everywhere. Like the homeless situation is crazy, but we always look at them like bad people become homeless. And in my mind, I wasn't a bad person. So how did this happen? There's got to be some way out. There's some lesson here. I'm just
Was
not
it
seeing.
ego? Was it pride, mismanagement?
I was afraid to
Asking for help?
admit that I was afraid to asking for help came with admitting that I had failed.
Yeah.
That I'd taken it
The
out.
reason why I asked this, SO and I was at an event and Gunner came through. And right before Gunner came, a young artist walked up. And I remember that episode, it was me, you, SO, and Bigger. And we were talking about our vices.
Right.
And we were having fun with it. But a few people came up and said, that shit mattered to me. How y'all broke it down. So the reason why I'm asking, there are people, what you're talking about, they're going through that shit right now.
So I'm still going through that.
It
You know?
being afraid to fail. Well, okay. What got me out of it, what made me stop thinking like that, was when I was homeless, I didn't die. Right? You dig what I mean? Like I didn't die, and
That's
that
fucking
was
deep.
pretty much talk about wanting to be successful, getting money. We all talk about money, getting to the money. I didn't die when I could have. There's a bunch of times where I could have starved to death, when somebody could have did X, Y, and Z. Nobody even would have fucking noticed. But I didn't die, right? So if I didn't die and I made it back from that, if I made it from that, then why am I afraid to fail on a grander scale, knowing that as bad as it could be, I beat it.
Yeah.
I beat that. You know what I mean?
That's the one consistency in most people's lives that I don't think they pay attention to. That as bad as things get,
you came
still
back.
here.
You can I fought. It took me 2 jobs that I hated, asking people for help when I didn't want to, doing shit for people who didn't deserve it,
Deep, bro.
gritting my fucking teeth in the presence of dudes who like oh my God, you are like the worst fucking person. Like you're a mutt. You are a mutt, and I can't believe I gotta sit here, be in your presence.
He still got that piece of him where he said he don't
got
judge
it,
people,
but
he's still a judger. And I respect it.
But listen,
because I got penalties.
but that's the difference. That ain't the judging. That's the people personifying their bullshit on you.
And I understand.
And you like, bro, you not even that guy.
Like you are a mutt.
Yeah, you personifying
the way you
them.
treat the people around you. I'm watching the way you treat people who are going hard. You are a fucking mutt. Like this person is going hard body and you shitting on him. Look at what this woman is doing for you and you are pissing on her like you are a fucking mutt. And I had to be in these people's presence, play my role. You think what I'm saying?
quiet,
Like and
get
do
your
what
money.
until the day came when it was like,
It's time.
But can I tell y'all some scary shit?
Hold on.
Can I drop a bomb on y'all on some scary shit? I had a house that I paid when we bought it. It was like $700,000, right? Me and my baby mom was together. We break up. I go through bankruptcy. So I tell her, because she's a speech pathologist still at this day, I say, yo, why don't you take the crib so we could keep the crib and I'll go live in my family apartment and I'll take over for the shit, right? So one thing leads to another. No, I'm not taking the shit, blah, blah, blah. So in order for her not to leave the state, she needs a place to live and she wanted to have a nice place. She swindled me and I went for it. I said, yo, I'm a father.
How'd she swindle you?
Because, she swindled me because she came to me, this is off topic. She said, I'm gonna have to move to North Carolina with my mom and take the baby with me. So I said to her, you moving to North Carolina with your mom, take the baby with you. All right. I was cool with it. You gonna be with your mom? That's the best thing for you. I'm gonna be in her life. That was Kat. She came to me when it was all said and done, was like, oh, she told my daughter that I said it was okay. I go pick up my daughter from school the next day. I'm gonna speed it up. My daughter comes crying to me, Daddy, you gonna let me go? You gonna let me go to North Carolina and I'm not gonna be close to you? And blah, blah, blah. So I said, damn, your mom told you what I said? I thought it was supposed to be a secret between me and her. This is what I'm gonna do. Don't worry about it, little Randy. I'm gonna give her the house. My mom calls me, you're a fucking fool. Pardon me, you're a freaking fool. Nobody does this type of stupid shit that you talking about. Yo, we got another apartment. I'm gonna go stay in that. That's where my wife-to-be is, living in my family apartment. And I'm paying the rent over there too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, yo, I'm gonna give her the crib. I provided for my daughter, right? And I'm gonna go back to this apartment.
Remember what Mav said when he did for his son? Daddy of the year.
Okay, yeah, okay. Fast forward, I'm thinking I'm doing the right thing. The day before my baby mom's moves in the crib, she says, yo, I'm getting married to the nigga I'm with and I'm pregnant. And if you got a problem with us moving in the crib, we just gonna go to North Carolina. It don't bother me. He know, like, people don't know me, he don't know me. I'm not a materialistic guy. Like, I get everything I want, I don't care. I said, take the crib. I'm gonna get a new one. I ain't worried about it. I need her to be okay. I moved back to the crib uptown, right? With my baby mom, I'm with my wife and doing all other type of stuff. Nothing goes awry. I mean, everything goes awry. Now, her baby daddy, she gotta take the shit. He don't wanna fuck with the apartment because he's in it with this, that, cause she lies the whole way around, my nigga. All right? Now I'm in this situation where I gave all my shit away. Nobody know what's really going on except her and my wife-to-be is going on, and I'm stuck. Trying to be super dad. Trying to appease everybody around me. And now I'm thinking my mom said, yo, you a dumbass for even doing that type of thing, right? So we fast forward and I'm in this situation and I'm looking around saying, who's gonna appreciate me? I'm doing it for appreciation and love, but nobody gives a fuck. And I had to learn that the hard way with men. That we want to be the provider.
I learned that at Christmas.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, we spoke about that.
But we want to be a provider, and we're trying to put our neck out for the people that we love and we care about.
Right.
Whether we're gonna be with them long term or not, and we get their ass to kiss in the long term, and now you stuck.
But
where do you go?
I look at it like you don't get your blessings back from everybody you bless. But you get them back.
Yeah, they come around.
I got them back.
Right. So they come
I got them
come
back. You're right. I got them back.
You might do something nice for somebody and they might think, oh, I got over, and they run off.
Meanwhile,
but it's something, it might not be them. It might never be them.
It wasn't them, you're right.
But somewhere in the world, there's somebody that's thinking about doing something of that level for you.
You don't have to go around the world. Look where you're sitting now. You're literally sitting in your blessing as we speak, and most people don't even realize you live it. You have the things that you used to pray for. I know I do. Again, when I was homeless, I prayed for any kind of success.
I've been there.
Stop holding my tongue around mutts because I wasn't afraid to lose it again because I could get it back.
Right.
And as soon as that happened, yo, this album is trash.
That homeless thing is...
I'm saying.
I was about to say something serious, and he said, I'm going to the bathroom. He said, the champagne is fucking with me. He said, and then after all of that, I'm homeless. I get back to the point is, your album is trash.
This album is trash.
You can't compromise his integrity.
Pardon my Friends, I
It
gotta go to the
don't happen
bathroom
anymore.
one night.
Yo, listen, man.
I'm away. I want to mess up the filming.
Don't adjust who you are.
Never.
Other people. Find an environment where you can be yourself and be happy.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.